Century ago, Africa was carved apart for gold and empire. These precious materials, buried deep beneath the continent's sun-scorched earth, are no longer just symbols of wealth. They are the very building blocks of our future. From the smartphone in your pocket to the electric vehicle you dream of owning, the demand for these elements is insatiable. But this modern-day gold rush is far more complex than the colonial conquests of the past. It's a silent, strategic battle fought not with armies, but with contracts, loans, and promises of progress. The world is racing towards a green revolution. But the path to that future is paved with minerals extracted from African soil. As nations position themselves for dominance, we must ask, is this a new era of partnership, or is history simply repeating itself with a digital veneer? From the vast lithium pits in Namibia to the rich gold fields of Mali and Burkina Faso, a new global chess game is unfolding. This isn't just about mining, it's about control. Every line drawn on this map, every trade corridor established, decides who will hold the reins of tomorrow's green technology and global economy. We see glowing arteries of commerce stretching from the heart of Africa to bustling ports in China, historic refineries in France, emerging industrial hubs in Turkey, and financial centers in the United States. These are the new resource corridors, the economic frontiers where the future is being negotiated. China arrives with ambitious infrastructure projects, paving new Silk Roads across the continent. France leverages centuries of economic ties and linguistic connections. The U.S. counters with development aid and strategic partnerships, while Russia offers security guarantees in exchange for access. Every ship, every cargo plane, every battery symbol on this map represents a move in this high-stakes competition. The game is global, but the board is Africa. Let's move from the strategy rooms to the ground, where the sun burns as hot as the ambition driving this race. Here, in places like the Hound Gold Mine in Mali or the cobalt-rich city of Kolwezi in the DRC, the global demand for minerals has a human face. You see it etched in the expressions of the miners, coated in dust, with sweat carving paths down their cheeks as sunlight catches in the hazy air. Their hands, calloused and strong, unearth the wealth that powers distant cities. From above, massive trucks, like insects in a great procession, carry away ore, leaving behind a transformed landscape. Nearby, government buildings, like the Ministry of Mines in Bamako, stand as symbols of national sovereignty. Yet the numbers tell a more complicated story. A stark gap often exists between the staggering profits reported from mineral exports and the wages earned by those who toil to extract them. Foreign companies arrive promising progress, schools, and hospitals. France offers its advanced refining technology, China its efficient railways, Russia its security expertise, and the United States its lucrative contracts. But for the communities living atop these treasures, the promises of prosperity can feel as distant as the markets where their resources are sold. The true battleground isn't always in the mines, it's in the sleek conference halls and at bustling trade shows thousands of miles away. Here, under the glare of fluorescent lights, delegates from China, France, Turkey, and America shake hands, their smiles masking intense competition. Digital billboards flash with the real-time value of gold and cobalt, while charts project the exponential rise in battery demand by 2030. Every handshake is a negotiation, every signed memorandum a strategic victory. Behind the scenes, a complex web of finance, logistics, and politics is woven. We see massive cargo ships navigating global shipping lanes, freight trains crossing continents, and satellite dishes transmitting data that moves markets in an instant. Global powers trade promises of mutual benefit, but each move subtly redraws the patterns of old colonial dependencies. Infrastructure often comes with influence, and access to minerals can still buy a form of obedience on the world stage, as one African economist puts it. They no longer need to send soldiers when a loan agreement can achieve the same objective. Activists on the ground warn that while the players have changed, the fundamental dynamic remains the same. Africa provides the raw materials, while others reap the lion's share of the value and control. The continent is at a crossroads, navigating a delicate balance between attracting foreign investment and protecting its own economic sovereignty for generations to come. As dusk settles over a village in Burkina Faso, the harsh glare of the mine lights on the horizon gives way to the soft, flickering glow of a communal fire. Here, the story of the land is told not in profit margins or geological surveys, but in the memories of the elders. They recount tales passed down through generations of the first gold rushes, of ancestral lands lost to prospectors, of rivers that once ran clear. The children listen, their faces illuminated by the flames, their future intertwined with the very ground beneath them. For them, the earth is not just a source of minerals, it's a source of identity, culture, and life itself. This is the profound human cost that rarely appears on a balance sheet. Generations dig the same ground, but for new masters and for new metals. The world's green revolution, a beacon of hope for a sustainable future, glows brightly in distant cities. But back here, that glow is fueled by a reality where local wells can run dry, farmlands can be displaced, and the rhythm of traditional life is disrupted forever. A question hangs in the cool evening air as ancient as the stars above and as urgent as the machinery churning in the distance. Can a balance be found where the world as progress doesn't come at the cost of their heritage? As night blankets the continent, the mining belts of Africa glow with an otherworldly light, visible even from space. This is the new frontier, a 24/7 operation feeding the world's relentless appetite. News tickers flash with headlines that tell the story of this ongoing scramble. US and China enter critical mineral pact talks. France announces reduction of its military presence in the Sahel. Russia expands exploration rights in Central Africa. The names and strategies may change, but the objective remains the same. The empire, in its modern form, still wants its gold, its cobalt, its lithium. But what Africa wants is different. Africa wants dignity. It wants the right to determine its own destiny, to profit fairly from its own wealth, and to build a future for its own people. The scramble never really ended, it just learned new names and adopted more sophisticated methods. It's a story of power, of resources, and of the enduring quest for sovereignty. And as the desert wind whispers across the dunes, the final question remains. A question that will define this century: who will own the future's light? Thanks for watching Beyond Borders Insights, where every story reminds us that the world's connections go far deeper than the borders on any map. If this episode gave you a new perspective, tap subscribe, give it a like, and ring that notification bell so you'll never miss our next deep dive documentary. Until the next journey, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay beyond borders.